up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over the weekly energies for all signs from August the 4th through the 10th. Sorry, I got my phone propped up, so hopefully this is a good angle like I had it last time. Again, I don't have to sit in the car, so I don't have to have the random background noise that's going on. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Also, I thought I could do lives on here, but apparently I have to have 50 subscribers in order to do the live streams. So till then, I just got to stick with doing the recording and posting it, which I don't know, it's kind of, but hey, rules are rules. All right, let's get started. What is going on for all signs, Aries through Pisces, from August the 4th through the 10th? What is going on for all signs, Aries through Pisces, from August the 4th through the 10th? Can you give me a message that I can relate to them for this week? Aries through Pisces. Oh, shit. See, I hope this don't fall down the stairs like it did last time. But it seemed like y'all might be moving away from something, just based off the cards that I saw. Alright. What is the weekly energies for Aries through Pisces for August 4th through the 10th? What's going on? What is a message I can relate to the people that tune into this video and those who watch it after? I also want to say, like, time is subjective, so I don't necessarily want to say, like, we got to be directly for this week. Sometimes things may happen that transpire after this video or, like, after the week, because I think this really don't have a time frame, but I'm just reading primarily for this week, just so y'all can get a, like, general idea of what's to come. What's coming up for all signs, Aries through Pisces, for August 4th through the 10th? What's coming up for them this week? What messages do you need today? 3 more shuffles. Okay. 2. Ooh. Aries, I got this for you last week. It seemed like a fall from grace, but let me do one more shuffle. One more shuffle. One more shuffle, please. All right, what's coming up for Aries what's coming up for Aries this week? What's coming up for Aries this week? August 4th through the 10th. What's coming up for Aries this week? You're making a decision. Well, you're not making no, you made a decision. What's coming up for Aries this week? What's coming up for Aries this week? You're walking away from something possibly, Aries? What's coming up for Aries this week? Okay. Why is the 7 of Swords here? I think you're looking away from the drama that has transpired. Possibly with the connection that you were in. I keep seeing 2s. Yeah, I think you're more so making a decision to walk away from something that was deceptive, was confusing, wasn't necessarily making you, it made you feel disconnected. And I think you want to start, let go of, cut your losses and move on is what I see here. Why the 3 of Wands? You want to move away from conflict. It seemed like you were in conflict and you no longer want to contribute to something that is constantly putting you in that state of fight or flight, is what I see here. And it may be a connection. Can you tell me what this connection is, if you don't mind? What's this connection? It's possibly with an air sign, King of Swords reverse. Yeah, this is someone that played mental games with you. It was a lot of mental games that was going on, and it made you feel stuck. It made you feel as though your hands were tied. So I think you're more so trying to walk away from the conflict that this connection has caused. Also, there might be something that comes out that makes you say, fuck this, I'm getting my ass up out of this shit, because it's actually making me turn into someone that I don't even recognize. So that's what I'm seeing here. I think you're more so disconnecting from someone who played all their mind games, probably was narcissistic, probably was emotionally unavailable, just someone who was just not honest either, because like I said, the Seven of Swords is here. So I think you're more so trying to walk away from someone this week, Aries, is what I see here. So just try to walk away from the drama, look away from the drama. I see that it's just mainly saying like, look away from the drama, or just start cutting your losses and moving on, because it seems like the situation is not going to get any better is what I see here. So that's what I see for you, Aries. All right, I guess I'll start putting the cards back in the deck, so that way whatever messages that come out, like it can come out fully. So I'm not going to start putting the 2 cards to the side. So what's coming up? Okay, Taurus. This can be between Taurus and Aries. It seems as though like you're not allowing something to end. Something's not able to be reached because of some, I think I got this for someone last week. I think it was either Virgo, like when I was doing the August signs. Don't allow your ego to prevent something from actually ending. Because you pulled like the Death card and the Emperor card. It seemed like it's a message between Aries and Taurus. Something's is unable to end because of someone's ego. So that's what I see for between, that was either for you, Taurus, or Aries. What's coming up for you, Taurus, this week? You're ending something? It was for you. Death reverse at the bottom of the deck, 10 of Swords. It seems like you want something to end this week, but you feel as though you can't let it end. There might be something unresolved. Yeah. What's 10 of Swords here? Yeah, you're getting out of something that was controlling, something that was, it was very toxic. It wasn't something that you really felt comfortable in. Feel like there was control. You're letting go of control of a situation. Cutting your losses. I say Ace of Cups here. You're no longer wanting to work on something. It seemed like you're and then again, it seemed like you're avoiding a decision, or you're avoiding somebody and letting it end just so you can get your cup back filled. Like you trying to get your emotional balance back after what happened. You're trying to regain confidence back in the situation that probably felt as though it had a hold on you. But it seems as though you're no longer trying to work on something. You're trying to avoid a disaster from happening, and you're just going to try and see about looking into things that actually make you feel more connected to yourself, and not something that make you feel unstable, is what I see here. What is this Devil reverse? Yeah, it seemed like you might be getting out of a connection this week, Taurus. So it seemed like you and Aries having the same thing. You might be dealing with an Aries. Doesn't have to necessarily be. It could be a Capricorn, air sign. Yeah, something left a bad taste in your mouth, and you're no longer wanting to fight for this. Like you just feel as though it's a lost cause. I think you're just gonna allow something to end. It seemed like it may be a painful ending, but it seemed like it had control over you, but it seemed as though you just no longer want to put effort towards it and waste you just no longer want to waste your time this week. Is what I see for you, Taurus. And it may be a connection that you have with somebody. Can I get more clarification on that? I think you want to become free from this. Let me see. Yeah. I think you may want to become free from this, or you just want to stay. It's just like you're in 2 different minds. It's like, for one thing, it's like your ego don't want you to end something, but it seems like you do want to end it, if that makes sense. Like you're in 2 different minds, but it seems as though this thing have a control over you. But it seems like this week you may actually bite the bullet and just release whatever it is that got control over you. Now I can read this as well. Like it seems as though there's like the Tower and the Magician. It keeps showing upright to me. So it seems as though you may orchestrate this ending, or you may try to make it work, but it seems as though it's out of your control. Because the Tower represents unexpected shift of foundations, things crashing down. But it seems as though you may play a role in this, or you may want to try and make it work, is what I see here. You want to try and make it work, but it seems as though this thing have control. Like it may come to an unexpected halt this week. So that's what I see for you, Taurus. All right, let's come. Okay, you're working towards something, Gemini, possibly. What's coming up for Gemini this week? You're disconnected from something too, Gemini. Like you just don't feel connected to yourself this week. Okay, why is the Two of Cups reversed here for Gemini? Something was burdened. You dropping something. And you're trying to see what else is out there for you this week. Something was like I keep getting connections. It seemed like y'all are in some connections that, you know what? That's what I said for August. It seemed like August is the month of where you're releasing connections that is no longer supposed to come with you to the next timeline. And I see that heavily in the first 3 spreads. Seems as though something was burdening you. A disconnect is burdening you. It may got you in your mind over it. Yeah, you might be going back and forth on on whatever you want to do with this. Why is the King of Swords here? Communication. Yeah, it seemed like communication is not coming through, or communication is very choppy and is very harsh, possibly. Got the disappointment card at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it seems as though something... Okay, where's this 10 of Wands here, please? But you know what? You don't... It seems as though you don't want to... You want to walk away, but you seem as... Hold on. You want to walk away. You want to get out of it because it's causing more disappointment than it is causing you any good. Yeah, it's causing you disappointment. It seems as though you want to break free from something. Again, Uranus is in your sign, Gemini, so this transit may be causing you to break free from stuff that make you feel like you're trapped, or make you feel as though like you're stuck in disappointment, or something that make you feel burdened, like you no longer want to feel burdened. Yeah, it's possibly, it could be work. It could be work that you're trying to break away from, like something that you're not feeling fulfilled in. It's just like, it seemed like it's not an equal give and take in this situation. I also see the Page of Pentacles at the bottom. It could be work. Like something may fall through. Something's not coming together the way that you want. One more card, please. Okay. So it seems as though you gave me more cards. Okay, there might be a boss that may be vindictive, or maybe an asshole, and you want to move away from that energy, possibly. Yeah, someone that's childish, someone that's immature. You got the Page of Cups reversed, King of Pentacles, the Emperor reversed. Someone that's not really, someone that's like power hungry, or someone that's like egotistical. It seems as though you wanted to move away from that, because it's like you tried to stick it out, but it seems as though it's not making you feel good about yourself. You're not feeling confident in this situation. So I see I think you're really contemplating on dropping something, possibly something that's work related, or something that is like emotional related. So I do see that you're trying to break free from that this week. It's something that's burdening you. It's possibly a connection, and I think you're gonna look into walking away from that this week. Communication may come in, or communication may be blocked, but just be sure to just like, you know, I think Mercury retrograde in on the 11th, so just allow yourself to just chill and figure it out. You know what, did I say? Okay, we're just gonna say the week. Okay, whatever. Anyway, let's move on to Cancer. What's coming up for you this week, Cancer? Okay, hold on. Something's not coming together. I think someone's spying on you. What's coming up for Cancer this week? You pulled the, what's at the bottom of the deck? Okay, let's see. Let's do a Cups reverse here. What's the Sun here? Okay, this is gonna sound strange. There might be unexpected communication that come through for you. But there's like some type of decision of something not coming together. Let me see. Before I say something, there's 2 Pentacles here clarifying that. Something that's not okay. I got 2 3s. Yeah, something that haven't came together. I think. Why's the sun here? I think you're trying to find light at the end of the tunnel. Something did not come together the way that you thought it would this week. But it seems as though the sun rises at, like, when there's darkness, there's light. So it seems as though the sun may make an appearance in your life this week. After something did not come together that you wanted. It seems as though you're in limbo whether or not you want to go through with something possibly as well. But it seems as though you're also, I think you're releasing disappointment as well. Why's the 4 of Pentacles here reversed? Okay, yeah. I think you're trying to make a decision. I think you're making a decision to drop something that will regain your happiness. Like, you're trying to figure out what will make you feel better. You got the Death reverse here. It seems there is some type of decision you need to make that's making you feel as though you're not getting your ships to come in the way that you want it to. You also got the 2 of Pentacles here. You got the 3 of Wands here. Something. Okay, don't take this if it resonates. If I see too many 3s, that could also indicate that there's a third party situation involved. But it does, like, let's just put that to the side for a moment. It just seems as though something's just not coming together, and it seems as though your outlook is not as, like, whatever it is that is up in limbo is, I think you're trying to drop that and focus on your happiness this week, or something that makes you feel like you don't have to really put too much thought to it, because it seems as though stuff is working behind the scenes this week. Oh, why is don't make hasty decisions this week, Cancer. It could be in regards to work. Don't make hasty decisions. Balance out your energy this week. Don't make quick decisions. Temper out your energies. Drop anything that make you feel disappointment. Focus on your happiness this week. Take your time. Take your time when making a decision this week, Cancer. And don't do things out of haste. Don't do things out of haste. Don't do things out of haste this week is what I can say this week, Cancer. Something may not come together the way that you thought, but just because something don't come together the way that you thought, don't make decisions based off of that haste or that anxiety or that, like, rush that you feel as though you have to get something going in order to, like, just make sure you balance out your energies. Take your time. It's not the end of the world. Things are going to work itself out. It seems like stuff is working out behind the scenes. Something may not come together the way that you think, but it seems as though stuff is still being calculated. Stuff is still being balanced out. Stuff is still being figured out. So just take your time this week, Cancer, is what I can say for you this week. All right. Strange message, but okay. What's coming up for you, Leo? What's coming up for you this week? King of Swords, you're making a decision. You seem as though you're becoming more, like, you're putting, yeah. What's coming up for you, Leo? Hold on. I don't know how these cards be turned in reverse. Okay, cool. What's coming up for you this week, Leo? One more card, please. You're no longer interested in something. It seems like you want to get out of your head. Why's the King of Swords here? 3 cards flew out. So you may feel drained. You may be getting out of heartbreak energy. You no longer feel passionate about something. You no longer want to go towards this. It seems as though you're becoming more cold and isolated. Why is the star reversed here? Yeah, it seems... Yeah, it seems as though you may be getting out of something this week and keeping your options open. You're releasing something out of your life this week. You no longer feel... I think you are becoming detached. Like you no longer have hope towards the situation because it's just not... It's putting you... It's making you feel out in the cold. I just feel as though you're detached this week. With a possible Libra, like you're losing hope. Something's ending and you're keeping your options open. Something to make you feel more optimistic because you lost the optimism. You lost the spark in something. Why's the Justice card here? Yeah, it seemed like, okay, someone maybe keep going back and forth with you, debating, and it's like you want to become independent of a situation. You no longer want to, like, it just seems as though you having to defend yourself, or you're constantly having to go into debate mode or have to go back and forth in your mind about what you want to do. But I just sense that you're taking a detached approach. You probably might be leaving someone out in the cold this week because you just feel you just lost that that you just lost that optimism in something. And it seems as though you want to get out of something. You want to become independent of something because you're tired of feeling as though like you're not getting what you want, is what I see here. One more card is why is the King of Swords here? Yeah, it says that, why the King of Swords here? 2 cards came out. Yeah, you want to become detached. Because whatever this is it kept you in your mind. It was causing mental turmoil. And you want to get out of your mind. You want to detach. You want to drop your emotions out of the situation and actually look at things realistically. You want to drop that, get out of your emotional space and get into your mental space this week, just so you can make a decision. And it seemed like you no longer want to go towards something because it's not giving you that passion or that spark it once did. It seems as though you're already getting over it, believe it or not, but it just seems as though you may have to make a decision, make a head over heart decision this week. And you may become independent of a situation just so you regain back that optimism or that hope that you want. That's what I see here for you, Leo. All right. Virgo, what's coming up for you this week? You're ending something this week, Virgo. Yeah, you're no longer trying to keep your defenses up. You're ending something. Why the Page of Wands here? Communication may come through about this. And why the Death card here, please? Yeah, you ended something to get back. You're ending something to regain back that power. You want to be what is a phoenix that rises from the ashes this week. This card, please. What is it? Yeah, you're setting your sights on something this week and you're ending some things in order to regain back your power. You want to feel in control of a situation. Yeah, I think you're dropping this immature energy and trying to gain back stability in your life, is what I see here. Yeah, I think your ships are trying to come through. I think you're trying to look away from feeling stuck. You want to get out of that energy where the fruit that you was trying to bear is not bearing. You're trying to get out of that. You're trying to get out of that mental entrapment this week. You're trying to look forward to something that actually sparks something in you and end those things that make, in order to regain back control of yourself or a situation that you were in. Just so the tides can turn, you can start a new cycle in your life is what I see here. Why the Death card? One more card, why the Death card here? Yeah, you're trying to make something work this week. Something that you might try to reconnect to. something from the past, some type of passion that you had, some type of thing that you had. I mean, you do have the Page of Wands here, so it seems as though you might be trying to reconnect with something that you actually enjoyed doing back in the day. Not say that in an old way, but back in the day, back in the day when I was young, not a kid anymore, but someday I sit and wish I was a kid again. So you might be trying to get that childlike wonder back in your life, that spark back in your life. You're trying to reconnect with who you are, your inner child, and try to feel like, you know, you might be trying to do some things that make you feel more reconnected with who you are deep within versus making you feel disconnected, is what I see here. So I think that's what you're trying to do. That's a beautiful read, Virgo. That's very beautiful. I'll just keep it like that, short and sweet. Libra, what's coming up for you this week? You want to work on something, but you may not have the full. I think you want to scale back your emotions and just start off small. Like start building emotions like piece by piece versus like giving a full cup. What's the Knight of Cups here? Something unexpected? There might be some unexpected, okay. I can also read the Knight as communication. There may be some unexpected communication that comes through. Why the Three of Pentacles here? Yeah, there might be some unexpected communication that comes through. Possibly in regards to a work opportunity. What's Three of Pentacles here? Okay. Why is the Knight of Cups here? One more card, why the Knight of Cups here? That's too many cards. Why the Knight of Cups here? Okay. I think you're having to rescale back your emotions and like start off as a knight, start off as a student or a learner. Something unexpected, like an unexpected offer, unexpected communication that will get you out of this funk that you probably were in. Oh shit, I was supposed to do that. I don't know which one was at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, your unexpected communication that will get you out of a funk. I also see like you're trying to fight off lack, or you're trying to defend something that you're doing. What's the Five of Pentacles here, please? Something's burdening you. I think it was a connection that was burdening you that made you feel disconnected, possibly. Made you feel defensive all the time. Y'all weren't working together in the way that y'all wanted to. You're not gaining victory in something. You felt, I think you're fighting off, I think you're trying to fight off lack this week. You're trying to drop that burden, disconnect from things that that's no longer balancing you out. And I think you're scaling back your emotions this week, because I did see the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck when the Knight of Cups was shown. There also might be an offer coming in, job offer that may come in. But aside from that, it seems as though something was burdening you. It's making you feel as though you're not really getting what you want. Something probably left you out in the cold, possibly, but I think you're more so like focusing on. What's the Three of Pentacles here, please? One more card. Yeah, I think there might be an offer that comes in, but also I do sense that you may be fighting off lack this week. You're walking away from things that make you feel less than, or make you feel like you're not really fully who you are, or make you feel stable. This can be in regards to work. You're disconnected from things, like work probably wasn't paying you the amount that you want, or not giving you what you need, and you was trying to fight, like, you know, those thoughts. But it seems as though it's coming around where you just like, you know what, I'm going to walk away from this and focus on actually things that make me feel more fulfilled and make me feel like I can actually be like more present, if that makes sense. But it may be some unexpected communication that comes through in regards to this. So be on the lookout for that this week, Libra. All right. Scorpio, what's coming up for you this week? You feel as though you can't make something happen. Someone's lying. A connection's coming to an end. You're getting out of that confusion energy that you was in. And you're ending possibly a connection with someone this week. Or you're getting out of something that was not, that's not supposed to come with you in this next timeline. I do sense that here. You're getting out of confusion and something's coming to an end. Something that possibly left you with more memories, something that you feel as though you can't make work. Possible lies or blocked communication from this. Yours is clear cut as day. It came out all at once. Someone may be spying on you or feel as though they can't move towards you. That's why, okay, the Ace of Swords mean that communication may not be coming through to you at this time. But I also got, like I said, the Hierophant. Something may be coming to an end. Why is Ten of Swords here? Okay, Ten of Swords, yeah. Allow the foundation to break so you can gain back your hope. You got 2 4s. 4 swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it seems like you're making this decision to end something, get out of something that caused more confusion. Possibly a connection with someone, possibly an air sign, Taurus. You also got Magician, which is Aries or Gemini, water. All signs are here basically. That's what I see here. You're getting out of something. You're into something this week. Something that made you feel confused. What is the Seven of Cups reverse? Yeah, you're becoming independent from something. That, yeah, you're okay, yeah. You're getting out of something that, yeah. This has caused way too much inner turmoil, and I think you're releasing yourself and focusing on your independence this week. You no longer want to stay stuck in confusion about any situation. You're just cutting your losses is what I see here. That's clear as day, Scorpio. You were straight to the point this week. You're cutting your losses this week is what I see. Also, there may be some delayed communication. I do want to say that. All right. Sagittarius, what's coming up for you this week? What's coming up for you, Sagittarius? You're dropping your defenses. I think you're more so going to flow this week. Oh, yeah. You're feeling more in your power. This your card, Sagittarius. Feeling like a wish fulfillment may come through for you. It's coming up for Sagittarius this week. You're no longer waiting. You're no longer waiting on something to happen for you. You're not waiting on something to happen for you. I think you're getting out of that mode where you feel as though you're feeling like you have to constantly defend yourself or you're burning yourself out. I think you're getting out of that energy of burning yourself out with things that just aren't stable or not really fully vetted. Why is the Knight of Wands reversed here? Why is the Knight of Wands reversed here? Why is the Knight of Wands reversed here? King of Wands. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure. I just want to be upright or reverse. Okay, just want to be reversed. I think you're becoming more disconnected. You're focused. Okay. You're disconnecting from... I think you're becoming more to yourself this week. I think I got this for you last week. What's the Seven of Pentacles reverse? Some injustice. Okay, you're waiting on a scale. You're waiting on scales to be balanced. You're waiting on the decision to be made. What's King of Cups reverse? You're disconnected from someone that you feel as though you constantly have to defend yourself about it. There may be communication that comes in about this situation. You're not feeling connected to someone like you used to. I think you're just trying to get out of that. It seemed like you was constantly in fight or... Okay, you're in fight or flight. You was in fight or flight. And you feel as though you waited for nothing and it made you feel as though it was unfair. Something made you feel as though you wasted your fucking time. and you're trying to get out of that. There may be communication. Okay, also side note, there may be communication about an offer that comes through. Just be sure to just vet what it is that you need to do. Stay in your power, temper yourself out. You did have the Temperance card at the bottom of the deck, so just be sure to don't make hasty decisions. What's the Justice reverse here? A decision has to be made. A decision is going to be made this week in regards to a situation where the scales are not balanced. The scale, just wait for the scale to be balanced. I keep getting wait. But it seems as though you're not trying to put yourself in mental anguish over it either. There was this on top. But it seems as though you're not putting yourself in mental anguish over this either. A sudden disconnect. Why the Nine of Wands? One more card for why the Nine of Wands is here. Yeah, this was burdening you. You're not trying to put more. Yeah. Don't work on anything that burdens you right now this week. It seems like focus on tempering your energies this week, Sagittarius. Things that, yeah. I didn't even see it at the bottom of the deck. Focus on tempering your energies this week. Don't work on anything that burns you out. Don't burn yourself out this week. Don't try to figure things out. In fact, just disconnect this week from people who make you feel like you have to like put yourself in that space to where you just feel disconnected. Like, come on now. Like, just, yeah. Don't burden yourself out. I asked why the Nine of Wands here. Don't burden yourself this week. Drop your defenses. Drop whatever is burning you out. And allow the scales to be balanced with time. In due time, the scales will be balanced. You don't have to put yourself, like, cut your losses or cut whatever it is that's making you feel like things are not going the way that you want, and just allow the scales to be balanced. Get into your Sag energy. You do have a wish fulfillment coming up. Something that's wish fulfilling coming up. So don't feel like you have to work on something right now, especially in this energy, okay, Sagittarius? Hope that made sense. Capricorn, what's coming up for you, hon? Possibly might be feeling stuck to, you might be walking away from something, or you holding back. Gotta fall on the floor, love. I might be walking away from something, holding back, wanting to walk away from something. What's coming up for Capricorn? Okay, seems as though you're not letting the cycle end. Something's not moving the way that you want to. You want to walk away from something. You're holding back from walking away from something, Capricorn. And you feel as though you can't really say what you want to say either. That's unlike you. Okay, one more card for Capricorn this week. What's coming up for Capricorn this week? You're not letting something in, Capricorn. I didn't even see the full card before. It just fell on the side. You're not letting something in that needs to end. You seem like you're stuck. You feel stuck. But I think you're trying to regain hope in the situation. But you know deep down this is not giving you what you want. Why's the Wheel of Fortune reverse here? You feel stuck to a connection. Like you can't get out of it. Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. It seemed like you're... I can read this in one of many ways. It seems like you're on autopilot. Why the Ten of Swords reverse? Side note, you may get communication about a job offer or communication about an offer, like something that may make you feel more stable or in control this week. But I do sense that you pulled the Seven of Swords, clarifying the Ten of Swords. It seemed like you're deceiving yourself. Why the Seven of Swords here? Why the Seven of Swords here? Six of Pentacles. Lack of equal give and take. Someone's being selfish. Lack of equal give and take in a situation. Ooh, shit. Come on now. There's a lack of equal give and take in the situation. And it's some deceptive energy going on. Now, if you feel as though there's something deceptive going on and it's not in your mind, You feel as though there's power struggles. It may be. So you may release that this week, or you're going to try and release it. Why is the Wheel of Fortune reverse? Death. Yes, you may actually come to release something. Don't make hasty decisions this week. Just because you don't see the victory, like, don't make hasty decisions this week. Don't crash out this week. Because the Wheel of Fortune means that, like, it seems as though rest. I don't want to tell you to rest. Rest. You may be getting over a situation that stabbed you multiple times. Made you feel like shit. You're getting over that. And I think you're going to focus on committing to yourself. Focus on tempering your energies this week, Capricorn. One more card. Why is the Nine of Pentacles here? This connection that you're in is more burdensome than it's not. It seems as though it's messing with you, it's fucking with your money. Someone, okay, this can be work related or relationship related. Work may be burdening you, and there may be some power plays, like some deceptive stuff going on with authority. But I also see something's burdening you, and it's making you lose your shit. But you feel as though you can't walk away from it because of your stability, I think. You're more so concerned about your stability in the situation. But it's not allowing the cycle to end out, and it's burning you out. You got 2 10s here. You got the 10 of Swords reversed, 6 of Pentacles reversed, and the 7 of Swords. Don't deceive yourself, Capricorn. If you feel as though something's burning you out, or it's not making you feel in control of a situation, or making you lose your shit, don't wait around for it. Make a decision to cut your losses. I mean, or don't second guess yourself. It is an injustice that is going on in the situation. If you feel as though there's something fucked up going on, it is. It's not in your head. This can be, like I said, this can be work related. I get more Pentacles though, so it may be something work related. Like someone may be fucking with you behind the scenes, or trying to sabotage your work, or fuck with your stability, and it's burdening you. Capricorn, what I have to say, okay. I didn't do this for the other signs, but what is Capricorn advice? One card for advice, please. Get out of your head. Disconnect from it. Get out of your head and disconnect from it. Because you're not allowing the cycle to end. Get out of your head and disconnect is what I see here. Disconnect. This is not equal give and take. Whatever this is burdening you. It's causing more harm than good, and it's not allowing a cycle to close out. In order for a cycle to close out, you need to let it go. Let go of the burdens. You might get over this pretty fast if you release this, but overall, yeah. There is deception going on if you need confirmation for that. Lack of equal give and take is what I see here. That's what I see for you, Capricorn. All right. Aquarius, what's coming up for you? You got a full moon coming up. You're no longer fighting with somebody who's a fucking liar. Okay, okay, I didn't have to say it like that, but you're no longer fucking with somebody. Okay, one more card. What's coming up for Aquarius this week? You're walking away from something? You pulled yourself in reverse. You pulled yourself in reverse. Why is 7 of Wands reverse here? There may be something's not coming together the way that you want to. But you holding on tightly to it. But you want to release yourself from it. It seems as though, I got this for another sign. It seems as though you're having to make a head over heart decision. Something, you're not feeling connected. What's the Star reverse? Okay. It seemed like you're trying to gain control of a situation that made you feel like disconnected. You're holding back how you really feel about something too. You don't feel as though your ship's coming in, the 3 of Swords, and the Death card at the bottom. You're in your head. You're trying to get out of your head. You're not feeling victorious in the situation. But it seems as though you're getting clarity over a situation here. You did get the King of Swords. So it seems as though you may be cutting through the bullshit this week. Getting out of confusion, possibly. Three of Wands reverse here. Oh, Jesus. Three of Wands reverse. Okay, so, what's Four of Pentacles here? What are you holding on to? You're trying to wait before cutting your losses. You're holding on tightly to something. You're trying not to fight the urge to do something. You're not trying to take action towards something until you actually get a full picture of it. And it seems as though you're going to come into clarity this week. You're going to get out of your head. You're going to come to a conclusion this week. You're trying to make a head over heart decision. You're trying to regain back hope after you lost it. That's the Emperor here. Yeah, something didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. Something did not work out. And you're trying to regain back stability or gain back. Something just did not work out the way that you wanted it to or the way that you intended it. And you're trying to regain back control of the situation. But you're holding back. I think you're trying to observe first before you make a decision. But it seems as though the fog may be cleared. Like, you will get out of that confusion energy before you move. I think you're not trying to make any reckless decisions this week in regards to the situation. So that's what I see for you, Aquarius. Take your time. Like, you know, you did pull yourself in reverse. So don't fall into pessimism. Shit, whatever. Don't fucking talk. Anyway, don't fall into pessimism this week. Just focus on regaining back control of your sense of self. Because it seems as though you got lost in the sauce. And you probably was in a confusion mode for most of the time. And you're trying to regain back that stability or regain back that sense of self or the sense of direction. You're trying to gain back direction because it seems as though you don't know where to set your sights to next. So you're holding on to your coins tightly. I think you're not trying to make any moves until you get the full picture. Or until the fog clears, because I think there's a fog that is like trying to clear. Now you do have a full moon coming up in Aquarius. Something may come up during that time where you'll get clarity. So we'll see. All right. Last but not least, let's do Pisces. What's coming up for you, Pisces? Okay. What are you not allowing to close out? Was someone immature? Someone that was possibly overbearing? What's coming up for you, Pisces, this week? Temperance. Hermit, High Priestess. What's the World reverse? Cycle not coming to an end. Something's not closing out. There may be unfinished business with somebody or unfinished business in general. What's the Temperance here? You're trying to temper out your energies after a strong disappointment that you had. Something that was not equal give and take. Something that did not come together the way that you wanted it to. You're trying to temper out your energies after a strong disappointment. One more card, like the Temperance card here. You're gonna try and walk away this week from something that disappointed you. But it seemed like there's unfinished business here. Why is the World reverse here? Lack. You feel as though you can't make it happen. You feel as though you can't, how can I put this? You feel as though things are not coming out the way that you want to. You don't feel confident in what you have to do. What's Seven of Swords here? You're getting out of something. This may be unexpected this week. Possibly with a fire sign. Aries, Sag, Leo. Aries, Leo, Sag. Doesn't have to be. But Leo is here strongly. Fake signs. I think you're going to walk away from something in order to regain back balance within your body. You're getting out of something because something unexpected happened. Someone that was lying to you. Someone that was not telling the truth. Someone that was selfish. Overindulgent. Someone deceived you and left you out in the cold. What's about the nickels here? I got this for you in the August read, Pisces. I can't shake it. You're moving on. You're trying to move on from disappointment. There must have been something did not come together the way that you thought it would. Also, don't take it if it don't resonate, or like, if it don't apply, you can skip over this. But it may have been a third party situation. Someone may have lied about something or somebody. Because I keep getting lies and deception. Something's not coming to an end. Like, you are just, okay. Something's not coming to an end with you or this other person. And it's causing someone to feel left out in the cold. So instead of trying to make it work, you may be walking away from something because it's causing more disappointment. I didn't even notice this was at the bottom of the deck. You may be moving on from something. You're cutting your losses because you feel as though you can't make it work. And it's causing a bad taste in your mouth because of lies. Like, this situation is very, like, someone was lying and you're just over it, is what I see here this week. So that's what I see. Focus on balancing out your energies. I did see the High Priestess reverse, which means that something may get revealed to you. But it also means that you may not feel in your power, or you may not feel fully connected, because the High Priestess is the Pisces card. So Pisces, just be sure to balance out your energies this week, especially after a disappointment or finding out some information. Easier said than done, which is why I say take your time. It's not a race to heal. Healing is for everybody. Healing takes its time. Healing don't have no time. So take your time, whatever it is that you have to do to feel back balanced within yourself. Don't make hasty decisions. It seems as though you're going to be coming from a sound mind versus an unstable mind. Once you find out this information, it seems like you may already know about this information, but I'm not sure, because you did pull the Temperance card. So it's not something that throws you off. It's something that is like, okay, I just need to cut my losses and get the hell on, is what I get. So that's what I see here. Focus on balancing out your energies this week, Pisces, because it seems as though you're disconnected from you're disconnected this week. So just try and balance out your energies, but it seems as though you know what's best for you. You are a very intuitive sign, okay? All right. Now, let's do collective. What's coming up for the collective this week? What's coming up for the collective this week? Can you give me collective message for all signs that I read for the week of August the 4th through the 10th, or is it the 11th? Well, this week. Can you give me a collective message, please, for August the 4th through the 10th or 11th? I think it's between those two. Through more shuffles? Okay. Give me a collective message for all signs, please. 1. Oh, shit. 2. 3. All right. Collective message for all signs that I read for this week. What can I tell them? What is collective message? Focus on equal give and take. Things that actually give to you, reciprocate. Not someone who's selfish. Like, don't focus on people that are selfish this week or self-serving. What's the collective message I can give to the collective this week? Follow your intuition in regards to something. Something may get revealed this week, and it will require you to see through the bullshit or see through something. What's the 6 of Pentacles here for the collective? 6 of Swords. You're moving away from something. You got 2 6s. So balance yourself out. You seem like you're out of touch this week. You're not feeling as connected, but it seems as though you're moving away from something that was not stable or was not what you thought it was. You did pull these reverse. What's the High Priestess here? Too many cards, but what's the High Priestess here? I keep getting this. Hold back. Observe from afar. Something's gonna end. Something's gonna end this week. Hold back and observe. Be in observation mode this week is what I get for the collective. One more card while the High Priestess is here. I get that there's some deceptive energy that's coming through. Make sound decisions. That's why it's asking you to hold back and observe before you make a decision on something. You're going to have to make a head over heart decision this week. Some clear-cut communication may also come through from somebody this week, but hold back and follow your intuition. You're going to make a good decision. Just temper out your energies. Just make sure that you observe. Not think, but more so like follow your intuition. Intuition is not something that you just think of. It's just something that is. It's hard to explain, but why is there 2 6? Why is that here? Why is that here, please? Why is the 6 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords here? Don't go towards anything that's not fulfilling or not giving you the full package. Don't settle for breadcrumbs. Go for something that make you feel fully invested or fully like, yes, I can do this. Make you feel good about yourself. Make you feel complete and not make you feel less than, if that makes sense. Something that's equal give and take. Balance. You're moving away from something, or you're trying to look for something that actually will give you the full cake and not just a slice of the cake. Something that gives to you as you give into it. That's 2 of Pentacles here with the King of Pentacles reversed. You're moving on from something I think you're moving on from some selfish energies or energies that just no longer really support who you are or no longer give to you in the way that you need it to in your next phase of your life. You're dropping conflict, you're dropping petty drama, bullshit, you're dropping all that shit in order to just move forward into something that actually make you feel good about yourself. Things that pour into you as you pour into it. And you're having to make a decision this week, possibly and make a clear-cut decision. So hold back before you actually make a decision this week, is what I see here. Cut through the bullshit this week. All right, that's what I get for the collective. Hope that made sense, you guys. I hope everyone enjoyed that reading. And yeah, I actually like putting the cards back in the deck because I had to realize that I was putting the cards back in the I already shuffled the energy throughout the cards, so it's not like I have to like take out the cards, if that makes sense. So I was able to get more messages for you guys. The more I do this, the more I learn what works and what doesn't. So it's actually helping me to learn what it is that I need to do. All right, go ahead and cleanse out the energy of this deck. So in any case, hope you guys enjoyed that. Wednesday, I have something uploading for you guys. So I hope you guys, you know, if you're interested, it's pretty cool. Well, it's something I did before, but this is the first time I'm putting it in video form, if that makes sense. I think this would be fitting, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on what it is that I have to, whenever I upload and shit like that, you know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.